Hi. As Chad said, I'm Janet Abramian, and for my SLE, I had the opportunity to study dermatology and the importance it has on a patient's life, and I studied that with Dr. Bennis and Dr. Larian in California. For those of you who don't know, dermatology is concerned with the diagnosis of skin treatments for skin disorders, and during my SLE, I saw the importance in annual skin exams. Annual skin exams are just basically checkups, and people get them so that they make sure everything is fine with their skin, there's no problems. And one thing that I found the importance in skin exams is that they can actually have an indication on your overall health. Sometimes when people have certain skin problems, that can just be a signal that you have something going on with your health. So that's why it's important to go into skin exams to make sure that you have everything fine with your health. An example of that is if you have like inflammation or redness on your skin, that can be an indication that you may have thyroid problems. So it was really cool to see that correlation between skin problems and your overall health. Another reason why skin exams are important is because it tells you a lot about your diet and what you need to eat and what you need to restrict from your diet. A lot of the times people come in with acne and inflammation on their skin, and that's because of their diet. A lot of the times people eat a lot of dairy or inflammatory foods, which have a reaction and cause inflammation on their skin. So when you come in for an annual skin exam, the doctor can tell you what you need to do with your diet, what you need to eat, what you don't need to eat, and how to balance your diet correctly. And one of the main reasons why skin exams are important is because of skin cancers. Over the last 3 decades, more people have had skin cancer than all other cancers combined. And many of the patients that came in for a skin exam had basal cell cancers. And those aren't really serious, they're not dangerous, but they have to be removed. And so if they're just on the surface of your skin, they can be removed by a simple method of burning and scraping. And that basically takes the cell off of your skin. But if it's been there for a longer time, then a surgical procedure needs to be done. And so with that procedure, the doctor numbs the skin, and she draws a little diamond shape around it and cuts it out and takes the top layer of the skin off to take out all of the cancer. One of the most serious types of skin cancer is melanoma. Melanoma is life-threatening, and in fact, it kills about 1 person every single hour, 54 minutes on average. And although it is less than 1% of all skin cancer cases, it's the vast majority of skin cancer deaths. So when you come in for an annual skin exam, the doctor checks to see your moles if they're fine. And an indication of melanoma is when you have a weird-sized mole, the symmetry is kind of all over the place, diameter is big, the color's changing. That can be an indication of melanoma. So that's why it's important to go in and get it checked up. Melanoma can appear anywhere from your scalp to your toes, and it can also rarely appear in your mouth, but that's super rare. So most of the time, skin cancer comes from the sun because of the sun exposure that we get, and that is really bad for you. The sun is really bad for you. And I can't stress this enough, how bad the sun is for you. A lot of sun can cause skin cancer, and not only that, it can also cause early skin aging, which just causes you to get more wrinkles than you should have, and nobody wants that. Also, the sun is really, a lot of exposure over time can make you have more sunspots as you're older. So say if you're a young adult and you get a lot of exposure to the sun, as you get older, you can see that more on your skin because they appear on the skin when you're older. So that's one of the coolest things I've learned. So I want to encourage you all to take annual skin exams and go and visit your dermatologist because it's really important. And also to protect yourself from the sun. Just wear sunscreen, every single day, especially since we live in Colorado. And Yeah, there was actually a story about this patient who came in and he had melanoma. But he didn't know about it, and he just came in for an exam because it was time. So he went up, and the doctor was looking at his mole, and they have like this dermoscope thing, so it's like a magnifying glass and a flashlight, and they look at your moles and they like inspect them, and they can tell like if it's cancerous or not. So she was looking at the mole and she was like, I think you have melanoma. We need to send this to the lab and check up. And he was like, oh, no, that's not melanoma. I've had it for like my whole life. It's just a mole. She was like, yeah, I'm going to have to send it to the lab. So they sent it to the lab, and he had melanoma. So if he hadn't had known that he had melanoma, he could have possibly died because the melanoma would have progressed and it would have just become worse. So the skin exam really helped him out and saved his life. So that's why it's really important to get your skin exams done, because you never know what you may have. So I encourage you all to get your skin exams done and to protect yourself from the sun. Thank you.